Hi, hope you're well. Just a quick thought on this week's Sidrot. There's two Sedras this week, Achrei and Kedoshim. And I don't think I can think of two Sedras that are juxtaposed next to each other that are more contrasting and more different than these two Sidrot. The first Sedra, Achrei, starts off by talking about the Yom Kippur service, a service that was performed only once a year by a specially designated Kohen Gadol, who had special clothing for the day, had special equipment that he would use, special ingredients that he would use, and was the only time of the entire year that anyone was allowed to set foot in the Kodesh Kedoshim, the holy part of the temple that housed the Aron, the Ark. And so this deep sense of connection, this deep sense of spirituality, is outlined in the Sedra of Achrei. But in the Sedra of Kedoshim, it talks about something completely different. The Sedra starts by saying you should be holy, Kodesh, this sort of enigmatic word, because God is holy. And what does that mean? The Sedra, that's not the way it introduces the service of Yom Kippur. The Sedra goes on to talk about being holy in a way of being kind to other people. Don't gossip. Don't be kind. Look out for other people. Be charitable. In Judaism, Kodesh, holiness, isn't achieved. Well, can be achieved through meditation and davening and prayer and so on. But the easy way, the way God asks us to do it, through emulating Him, is by looking out and being kind to other people and keeping in mind the thoughts and feelings of others. And there's a fascinating mitzvah in this week's Sedra. In Kedoshim, it tells us, don't curse a deaf person. And the rabbis extrapolate that out to mean even somebody who can't hear you. So if you were to go to a cave in a remote island and say something unkind about someone who was many, many thousands of miles away who couldn't possibly hear you, and you were to say it even in a whisper to yourself and nobody else was with you, that would still be covered by this and it would still be wrong. This is because saying things that are unkind has spiritual damage to yourself. It makes us unkind people. Our behaviour affects ourselves and the way we act, even in private, even when nobody can hear, and perhaps especially when nobody can hear or see what we're doing, can have a negative or a positive effect on the way we act, on the way we are. I'm reminded, not so long ago, we had Pesach, and we remember that Moses was asked not to hit the water to start the plague of blood. And he was told not to hit the ground to start one or two of the other plagues as well. This was because the Nile had saved him as a child when he was in a casket. And it would be disrespectful to hit it. Not that it would be disrespectful for the Nile. The Nile's a river with no feelings, but it would make him that bit much more selfish by hitting something to which he owed a debt of gratitude. Similarly with the ground that he used to bury the Egyptian that he saw attacking the Jew. So it wasn't that these things have an effect on other people. Of course they do. But perhaps more importantly, they have an effect on ourselves. And that's what the Torah is telling us by being Kodesh. Being who we're supposed to be, emulating God. And yes, we can go through the Yom Kippur service, and we only do that once a year. Nadav and Avihu, the two sons of Aaron in the previous Sedras, tried to recreate that, and it ended devastating consequences because there are no shortcuts to that. That is a sort of shortcut. That is a phrase we can use once a year on Yom Kippur, and that's fine for then. But during the rest of the year, God is telling us, please, just look out for each other. Look out for your fellows. Look after your family. Look after yourself. Shabbat Shalom.